What's up, guys? It's G1B Universe, and a much needed talk is what I will be reacting today. RWBY episode 8. Now, if you are now seeing this, then you can see this is my first video. I am now recording in my brand new apartment complex that I'm soon going to be leaving in 3 months because this place is stupid. Anyway, now, after getting done watching, like from RWBY episode 7, Crow's epic battle and obvious poisoning that happened in the last episode, along with some revelations and also character motivations that we soon yet to see when it comes to Weiss's family, and just such and such. So I'm expecting some more Blake-related matters, probably Yang, and definitely trying to resolve, or at least try to bring up the fact that Crow is not poisoned. So yeah, we're gonna hurry up and do this. This is 20 minutes long, so it's way more time than I would expect to do on a RWBY related episode. So hopefully things go all right and no background noise is gonna be interrupting in this sort of stuff. So we're gonna get started real quickly before I start rambling on again, which I usually do. 3, 2, 1, now. Now, here's the thing. I've been watching some of my videos, and I noticed that my voice and sometimes the audio is either too loud and too short. Here's the thing. When I edit, I sometimes use my headphones and sometimes I don't use my headphones. My headphones output on audio is a heck of a lot bigger than my previous headphones, and when I use it without headphones, I kind of don't know the output to put it on because I need to accommodate to people both with headphones and without headphones. So yeah, if you know what I mean by that. And as you can also see, I'm no longer coughing like how I did in the previous episode of RWBY. So that's good too, I guess, because coughing up a storm was really annoying. Not just for me, but probably for you. So yeah, you already got to deal with one annoying thing, and that's just me constantly talking without a breath. So. But in all intents and purposes, I'm happy to start off stuff again with 2017 with new videos and hopefully more stuff. Since the Star Wars Eva reactions and some camp reactions are about to be done uploading, the current me will be doing more stuff. Should I also mention in this, because sometimes my CB Universe fans also watch my RWBY stuff, I got done watching the newest, leaked episodes of Steven Universe, but I'm not uploading them until the official release, so I did it mostly because I don't want to be spoiled, and I hate the internet enough not to trust it, so
really?
Here we go.
No questions?
Of course we have questions.
You just didn't give us a chance to ask them.
Sure, of course.
So these maidens, they're powerful fighters that don't need dust to use magic.
Yeah.
And there are 4 of them?
Yep.
Well, yeah.
Always.
Which means that whenever one of them dies, the power transfers to someone, a female, that they care about?
Whoever was in their thoughts last.
Yeah, not really care about.
Best option, it's someone we can trust.
Unless this is supposed to be like a dramatic thing.
Combined, in a way.
And that's what you were trying to do to Pyrrha. The night the tower fell. You were trying to turn her into one of them.
Well, you see what had happened.
The previous Fall Maiden, Amber, had been attacked. She was young, inexperienced. And her assailant, who we now know as Cinder, somehow managed to steal some of her power. But not all of it.
Well, that's
We were
good.
afraid that if we didn't do something, the rest would go to her as well.
Just, my knowledge of previous
Forced it on
volumes.
Pyrrha.
We didn't force anything. We explained the situation and gave her a choice, and she chose. You
Yeah.
were there. You heard her.
See, John is in that little stage where he kind of thinks a lot. I've been in that stage too. Don't get me wrong.
That guy, Tyrion. Why was he after me?
Oh.
Well, you definitely painted a target on your back with what you did at Beacon. I
Come
told
on,
you
it
having
doesn't get any
silver
impressive.
eyes is a rare trait. And the fact that you're someone that was able to use them seems to have upset some very powerful people. Not
Very
many
powerful.
people know about the silver eyes, but those that do aren't very happy that one has surfaced. That's why I've been keeping an eye on you,
All
in
right.
order to make sure you were safe.
Not just because I'm your uncle or
All
anything.
of you.
Well, then, why not just travel with us? It seems like that would have been way easier.
He was using you as bait.
Look, I wouldn't put it like that. It's
He's not denying it, so I
What
guess
is
that's
all
sort of
this?
true.
Ruby's being hunted. The schools are being attacked. All for what? What is the point of all of this? Will you just tell us what's going on?
Some people just want to watch the world burn.
Would you sit down?
Or something bigger. Probably bigger,
Stressing
but you
me
know.
out, kid.
Hey. Me and John share similar emotions. I mean, every time Pierce is brought up, you know. Okay.
This world's been around for a long time. Long enough that people have created dozens of gods. But if you believe
That's
Ozpin,
also true
2
here.
of them are actually real.
Hopefully that's kind of the
Little
same thing
brothers.
involving with us.
The older sibling, the god of light, found joy in creating forces of life. Meanwhile, the younger brother, the god of darkness, spent his time creating forces of destruction.
Well then.
As you can imagine, they both had pretty different ideas about how things should go.
Why is it always with a yin-yang
One
thing?
would spend his days creating water, plants, wildlife. And at night, his brother would wake to see all the things that the elder had made and become disgusted. To counteract his brother's creations, the god of darkness brought drought, fire, famine, all that he could do to rid Remnant of life.
Yeah, you got it. It's always the whole
returned.
conflict started once two
So
people
one
existed.
night,
Two things
younger
existed.
brother went and made something. Something that shared his innate desire to destroy anything and everything.
The creatures of Grimm.
You guessed it. The older brother
that's
had
sad.
finally had enough. Knowing that their feud couldn't last like this forever, he proposed that they make one final creation. Together.
Oh, well, that's
Something they
nice.
could both be proud of. Their masterpiece. Younger brother agreed.
Okay. What?
This last great creation would be given the power to both create and destroy. It would be given the gift of knowledge, so that it could learn about itself and the world around it.
Huh.
And most importantly, it would be given the power to choose. To have free will
Oh.
to take everything.
Okay,
it
yeah, I
learned
see what you mean.
And decide which path to follow.
Humans, awesome.
The path of light or the path of darkness.
No matter how original you make the story, it's always turning out the same way, huh?
Is how humanity came to be.
Yeah, I did something like that too. That's
But
scary, actually.
what does that have to do with us?
Well, that's the kicker. See, the 4 gifts to mankind, knowledge, creation, destruction, and choice, aren't just metaphorical. Each of them exists in a physical form, left behind by the gods before they abandoned Remnant.
Great.
And each of them is extraordinarily powerful. If someone were to collect all 4, they'd be able to change the world. And that's exactly what the enemy wants.
Okay.
The Huntsman Academies were created to train generations of humanity's protectors, but they also serve another purpose: guarding the relics. When Ozpin's predecessor founded the schools, he built them around the relics to act as a fortress. Not only would they be easier to defend, but they would be constantly surrounded by trained warriors. The hope was that hiding the relics would
That's
keep
ingenious, I
mankind
gotta
from
say that
using them
much.
against itself. And of course, keeping them out of her reach.
And now, yeah, just trying to bring up her.
So, yeah, there's that.
Her.
Yeah.
Salem?
That's right.
Love the little history lesson we got here.
Not
It's
much
great.
is known about her, and quite frankly, that's not what matters. What matters right now is that she wants the relics. And if she gets them, it's not going to end well.
I mean, why can't we get, like, a person who wants, like, unlimited power to, bring about the right kind of peace? Before I said peace, people have their own interpretation of peace, but you know what I mean.
You can always go.
Can't just be a nice dude. Like, can't just be a rabbit.
I don't want to bother him.
A father's never too busy for his daughter.
Not all of my friends would agree with you on that.
I'll say about half,
Here.
possibly 75.
What? Where are you going?
You've never been very talkative, but that boy you brought home loves to run his mouth. I want to hear more about the adventures of Team RWBY.
Yay!
Holly, is that you, dear?
Well, she doesn't seem nervous at all.
Hey, Dad.
Blake. Well, this is a pleasant surprise.
Come on, bond with your daddy.
Please, come sit.
It's always nice. I wish I knew my father.
Don't worry,
Well, I did,
I've got
and
it.
I do. So
Sit
I guess
down.
that statement is
Sit
irrelevant.
I don't want to keep you if you're...
Nonsense. I've been cooped up in here all day. You still take sugar, right?
Oh, actually,
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Oh, here, take this one.
No, really, it's no big deal.
Awkward,
Sure?
awkward. All the awkwardness.
Positive.
Don't be like Mac
Old
from the
habits,
Foster
I
Home for
suppose.
Imaginary Friends.
Might want to let it cool.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, cat thing. Does she have the tongue of a cat? Because that would be
So,
actually a lot more painful than it
Is it warm in Vale?
I don't chick chat.
Just
Level dad.
seems like your outfit doesn't cover very much.
Jeez.
It covers plenty.
I mean, a little more armor might help, don't you think?
Coming from
I'm
Chesty
fine.
McChest hair here.
I can look after myself.
I know you can.
Mm.
I'm sorry.
Why?
Hmm?
Why would you say that?
Sweetheart, what's wrong? What did I say?
How can you still love me after what I did?
Okay.
Blake,
Time for the feels. Oh, God.
your mother and I will always love you.
You were right. I shouted at you and yelled at you, but you were right. I called you cowards.
It's okay.
I should have left the White Fang with you and Mom. I should have listened to you, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Blake,
Everyone
it's
makes
fine.
mistakes.
We never held anything against you, and I never feared you would fail. The only thing I ever feared was that you would fall down the wrong path.
This dude has a voice
I
of
am
butter.
so proud to see you haven't.
I love
But
it.
I did. It was...
And you pulled yourself
I was
out.
about to say you climb your winter claws.
There aren't many who possess that kind of strength.
Yeah, that's
Even
impressive.
fewer that have the courage to face their demons again.
And then kicked him in the curve.
Mountain
Kicked him to the
Blade,
curve.
Beacon, you confronted the White Fang time after time.
I didn't do it alone.
She
No,
knows that
you
too.
didn't. Which is why I wanted to ask you. Why did you leave Vale? Why did you leave your friends behind?
Trying to find yourself out there. Son,
Son?
dude.
Whoa! This isn't the bathroom! I'll just be going. Sorry to interrupt this tender family moment.
Nah, dude, you just made it better.
I really don't like you.
That's his dad talk for I like you, but I'm not gonna openly express it.
what's
Or
the
maybe
deal?
he doesn't like him. It's either way,
Is
really.
This crazy evil being behind these attacks, not just some thugs trying to become powerful.
Eh.
Why doesn't the world know? Why isn't Atlas going after them or
Well,
Mistral?
And why aren't
Thing
we in more
called-
of a hurry to get to Haven?
You know,
Shouldn't we
this
be
is-
getting them a message? What if they're next?
It's a process, guys. You can't
Headmaster
just.
over there saw what happened to Beacon. He's not dumb. He'll be on his guard.
Mm.
Besides, it takes time to mobilize forces like that. Do you really think they planned out that attack on Beacon overnight?
No.
And to answer your question, it's the same reason we keep quiet about the Maidens.
Mm-hmm.
If the whole world knew about the relics, about Salem, it would be chaos.
Yeah, it's the process. You can't just
Great war.
openly say, hey, by the way, a meteor's coming in like 5 years. People will be in panic.
Look, I had the same questions too. But old Ozpen always put his foot down. We can't cause a panic. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. Salem's smart. She works from the shadows, using others to get what she wants.
You're gonna be that strong.
When it comes time to place the blame, we can only point at each other. She's trying to divide us, humanity. And so far, she's done a pretty damn good job.
I was about to say, she's either doing a great job or humanity had no hope of ever really being together to begin with. I mean, we're all the same but different. That's the problem.
So what should we do?
I don't really know.
Hey, that's a great answer, actually.
I put a lot of trust in the headmasters. Like I said, the schools are an important part of stopping Salem. Atlas is going to be on high alert after the last attack, and Vacuo is, well, Vacuo. It'll be hard to hire thieves and scoundrels to fight against other thieves and scoundrels. Take that. Add in the fact that Cinder and her crew claim to be from Haven, and I think it's likely the next target. So, we're on our way to the headmaster. Haven't heard from him in a while, even before the attack. I'm hoping he has the answers.
You probably got one or two, but probably not all of them.
Alright, I think it's time you kids got some sleep.
You gonna bring up the whole poison thing, or that scorpion guy just didn't have poison?
This is a lot to take in. And it all sounds crazy, but I'm willing to do whatever I can to help. Because I trust you. But why couldn't you trust me? Why couldn't you just travel with us instead of all of this secrecy and...
Look, this has nothing to do with trust. It's a long story, okay?
Seriously?
I have time.
Now you're tired of telling us stories?
I mean, you just got through with a huge history lesson, dude.
Did you know that crows are a sign of bad luck? Old superstition, but it's how I got my name. You see, some people can absorb electricity, and some people can burst into rose petals. And some people are just born unlucky.
Okay, that's Nora.
My semblance
RWBY.
isn't like most.
Apparently you.
It's not exactly something I do. It's always there, whether I like it or not. I bring misfortune. I guess you could call me a bad luck charm. Comes in real handy when I'm fighting an enemy.
It's weird to hear charmed with bad luck.
On friends and family.
Well, you are just a real bundle of help, aren't you?
John, now you're starting to get into that gray area with me, with this attitude of yours. I understand, but come on.
Where are you going?
Taking a walk.
There's nothing else you want to tell us?
Not tonight.
Okay. Well then. Someone... Alright. Genuine moment, my bad.
No concept of privacy, no respect for personal space.
I'm sorry, okay? Ow! I'm sorry!
It is highly possible she was slapping him before we got to the scene where she's actually
I
slapping
needed
him.
to find you to talk to you.
What, son? What could be so important?
I was talking to your mom and she said something weird about the White Fang.
I'm stopping you right there.
But
I told you. I'm not here to fight the White Fang. I'm not here to fight anyone. I'm here to rest, to figure things out, and to see my family.
your mom said White Fang members don't wear masks in Menagerie, but I saw one at the market yesterday. I even got a picture.
Son.
Look, I'm trying to help.
I don't want your help.
Dude, don't you just chuck his... Alright. Did that catch it? I'm sorry, I just immediately gender profiled. It's probably a chick, I don't know.
A freaking ninja?
A spy.
Sweet ninjas exist here.
Hey, wait!
What's happened?
The White Fang is evil, I totally called it, and I'm bringing your daughter back!
Okay, well, the first thing wasn't entirely, you know, not obvious, but, you know, that's good for you, son. Again, being the great comic release that we need to help us in this sad times, which is a lot nowadays.
We should probably get moving.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. I'm just gonna guess it's the poison, isn't it? Oh god. Oh, that doesn't even look pleasant even in any regard.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I see purple and I also see blue. And this is Really? Leave it to Crow to make it like make one of a very dire scenario. That's clearly a dire scenario. Seem like a mild inconvenience to him. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. I need to process this. Alright. So, okay. I pretty much got what I expected to get in this episode, minus the Yang stuff. But the whole Blake just trying to do stuff with her family, and the awkward moments were very awkward. But we also get to know a little bit more about what happened when it comes to the past with her, about her family, and her being with the White Fang. The family members were like, "Yeah, this is probably not the greatest idea," and Blake kind of like not believed in her family and called them cowards and all that stuff, which I can see in my head how that would turn out, and I can understand the horrible trauma / a horrible heartbreak that she would be going through upon doing that. And Sun is in the right, and also kind of like, you know, that thing. He knows what to do. He just doesn't know when to do it right in the right time period. Because you're having a legit moment. He barges in, even though he has information that's probably very crucial to what needs to go on and help the entire narrative flow. But yeah, now we got Ninja. Great. And stuff. Spies. Awesome. Now, as for what we got with the whole Crow explaining the story about the past, I like the way how they, you know, like, explained how the world came to be. You got the two gods. You got the light dude and you got the darkness dude. The yin yang opposites. You know, without good there is no evil. So it's sometimes good to be evil. You know, that's sort of dynamic. I have it in stories. Other people have it in stories. Everyone has it in stories. Heck, even Camila in their Glitch Tale just already explained like a thing that allowed something new to be created. But in her case, it's something completely, almost entirely horrible. But in this case, it's just something neutral. I like the way, and I just really like how I did it. You got a guy creating all the great stuff, and you got a dude creating all the bad stuff, and they kind of clashed and combined and stuff like that. And then after all this, he's like, dude, how about can we like compromise here? You want to make something that you and I can, like, you know, just, you know, something that we can agree on. It's like, sure. And then they created humans, and like, okay, yeah, humans have always been the ones to harness both the light and the dark and choose which sides they can go and how that affects their lives. And you know, I know that more than anyone. If you've been reading the stories of some of my DeviantArt, I would not be surprised if you aren't, because I am not promoting my DeviantArt as much as I should be. But you know what I mean. That sort of stuff always gets to me. I love world building, and especially when the world building is literally when everything was created. As for what's Crow going through, Crow is poisoned. He is poisoned. He is slowly dying, and if someone does not give him a cure, vaccine, whatever the heck you need to get the poison out, he's going to die. That is a thing he's going to be doing. So, as for John and what he's going through, I get it. And again, I will say, I'm in a gray area of how I feel about him acting this sort of way. And I understand why he's doing it, I understand all this other stuff, but of course, you know, just like that one dude from Star Wars Force of Evil. Just because I understand it and I respect it, doesn't mean I gotta like it. So, yeah, that sort of thing. As for RWBY and what she's trying to do and trying to process everything, Nora and pretty much any other secondary character are kind of in the thick of things, and if it wasn't for the fact that they were friends, they wouldn't be here. So, yeah, that's cool, too. and Crow and what he's going through and why it's not because he didn't trust, it's not because he didn't want to put trust, that he believes he is a bad omen to everything and everywhere that he goes. And I'm not entirely sure if this is a literal sense that no matter where he is bad luck and that's it. Because I thought his semblance, what he can just transform into a crow, and the bad luck just comes with the territory, I guess. That, or he just believes that all he's been through and all the bad stuff that has happened around him, that he believes he is a bad omen, amongst other things, which can happen to people who happens to be around bad stuff that happens throughout their lives. And heck, I felt like that one day. But again, even if it's literal or figurative, I hope in the series that we'll get Crow to be more in, the companion sort of thing, not with the whole loner shtick that's going up with a lot of characters nowadays. Isn't that right? So yeah, great. It was a great episode. I can't wait until the next episode next week, and hopefully I can get to other stuff before having to lock this down. As for the stuff that I'm doing, since this is a new area, hopefully there wasn't. I heard background noise. I don't know where it was coming from. This is what's bad about being in on the second floor to an apartment complex. You have people below you, and you have people above you. In my personal opinion, I would never want to be on the second floor of any like multi-story building, because I don't like being sandwiched between people who can make noise upstairs and people who can make noise downstairs. And for the people I can make noise down when I'm up here, I can make noise downstairs as well for them. That's bad. When I'm when on the third floor, I had no feasibly possible way that people upstairs can make noise because there is no more upstairs, and that sort of stuff never really bothered me. And it would sort of be okay to be on the first floor, because while I do have people upstairs, I have no one downstairs. It's bad. So, right. Also, yeah, that's pretty much it. For the stuff that I'm trying to get to, I'm trying to finish off Star Wars Forces of Evil, because a lot of other reactors are really, getting into that and almost done with it. And since the show was not actually even over, it's okay. I already explained how I got through watching all the Steven Universe episodes and stuff like that. And stuff. So prepare to meet past Do You Want to Be a Universe on the 30th through February, when the actual episodes come out officially. And yeah, so far and so forth, that's where stuff is okay. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say right now. I'm probably forgetting a whole bunch of stuff I'm supposed to explain, but who cares? And if I don't care, why should you? So yeah, this is Do You Want to Be a Universe? See you guys next time. Bye.